Hi guys, so I'm Freya from Crafty Sew and So, and I'm going to be making up a makeup bag out of these gorgeous fabrics that Sarah's picked out from our shop's collection. I'm really pleased with the one she's chosen. It's gorgeous celestial shooting star print on a cotton base, and I just think that's going to be gorgeous. I think the ladies at HappyFabric are going to have a lot of fun sprucing and decorating that when I send it off to them. So to make a makeup bag, you will need an outer fabric, some lining fabric, some 100% cotton interfacing, that's iron-on, and a zip. So you want to start by ironing on your interfacing to your outer fabric, and then cutting out the fused outer fabric and the lining fabric from your template, which I have conveniently got right here. We're using a tab-ended zip, and you'll find instructions on how to add a tab end to a zip in our instructions for the kits that we sell to make up these makeup bags along with the template. So let's get cracking. First thing you want to do is you want to take one outer and one lining cut out, and we're going to attach the zip to this long top end here. So the bottom bit with the corners cut out, that's going to be the base of the bag later on, and the zip goes at the top here. We're going to start by taking the outer fabric and the zip, and we're going to place the zip pull down to the fabric, and then we're going to pin that in place. And we are lining up the edge of the zip with the edge of the fabric here. Now I'm using just a few pins because I know it will stay where I want it to, but use as many as you like. You can see there that the edge of the zip is at the top edge of the fabric. And then we're going to take the lining fabric and sandwich the zip between that and the outer fabric, and putting the pins back in between all three layers. There we go. So it will look a lot like this with your fabric layers and your print on the inside, because we're doing everything together, facing together. So I've put on a zip foot on my machine, and I'm just going to sew a quick line of stitching to hold those three layers in place. Okay, so that should look a lot like this, and then I'm just going to push the fabrics together with the zip sticking out the top. I'm going to take that to the iron, give it a really good press, and then top stitch down that edge as well to hold it in place. Okay, so I've done my top stitching, and I'm going to repeat the process to attach the other side. I'm just going to ignore this bit and use the zip as though it wasn't attached to anything, and literally just repeat what I did to attach the zip to the other side of the bag. So that's the zip fully inserted, and I've got my outer fabrics and my lining all ready to go. Now we're gonna sew up the side seams of the bag. So we're gonna peel our fabric, our main fabric and our lining fabric away from each other, and so that they are touching the same side. So that's the outer and the outer together. And we're gonna sew along all 4 straight sides. So down here, down here, down here, and along this top bar. But we're going to leave all the 4 corners with the corners kind of chopped out open for now. So I'm just going to pin and sew all the way around, leaving those corners open. Okay, so now we've got those 4 sides sewn up, we're going to box out the corners. And now I'm just going to double check that I have not done the thing that always happens, which is leaving the zip inside to run all the way up, because you need it open so you can turn the bag out. I can fix that now. Can't fix it once the corners are done without unstitching something, so I'm just going to unzip halfway down, and now that bit's open and that bit's closed. Anyway, back to the corners. So we're going to take the corners and we're going to pull them open like so, so that the seams that you've just sewn are touching, and then it's kind of going the opposite direction to those seams. Now you can do that with 3 corners, not all 4. So you want to do both your outer fabrics and only one of your lining fabric corners, because the other one is where you're going to turn it out, and then we'll finish that off when everything's the right way out. So I'm just going to pin 3 corners and sew a nice straight line to sew them closed. So now we've got 3 of our corners sewn together and closed, and we've just got 1 left that's open that we're going to turn the bag out through. This is called birthing the bag, because you're pushing it out of a very little hole. Okay, so once we've turned it out, we're just going to grab the lining that's got the corner that's still open, and we're going to push it in by about ½ centimetre to 1 centimetre and close that all in the same way that we did the others, but with everything on the inside instead of on the visible like it was before. So I'm just going to pin that in place. Now you can hand stitch this, but I'm just going to, or if you want for a really tidy finish, but I think it's going to be on the inside, so a top stitching finish is perfectly acceptable for me. I'm just going to whiz that through the machine, and then the bag is complete. There you go. So you've got a beautiful handmade makeup bag with a zip. It's fully lined and boxed out bottom, ready for a bit of happy fabric and magic. So.